Former Capitol Police officer Harry Dunn announced a congressional run in Maryland. Dunn was on duty on January 6, 2021. CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion sat down with him to discuss his bid.
Why are you running for Congress?
You know, I've always believed in public service, and for the last 15 plus years of my life, I've dedicated my life to public service. And January 6th happened, and it exposed a lot that's happening in this country and what's happening right now in this time and place. I like to refer to it as the moment that we're in, and we see how sensitive and delicate democracy is, and also how close we were and are to losing it. I don't think it's a stretch of the imagination, and I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that we are one election away from the extinction of democracy as we know it. Donald Trump's words alone, his words, say that he wants to be a dictator. And at what point do we not fight back? I live by the phrase, until there's nothing that can be done, there's always something that can be done. And at my role as a Capitol Police officer, I believe that I've done all that I can do in that role.
But how did you get to that place?
So if you would have asked me before January 6th, would I run for office? The answer would probably be maybe. I would think about it. But that's after a full career at the Capitol Police, retiring at the age of 55, 57, and then mulling it over. But January 6th did happen. And I think that kind of pushed me to the forefront of thinking about it, even like, all right, this is going to happen a lot sooner than you even thought about it. An opportunity opened up in Maryland's 3rd District, and I'm stepping into my new role right now because I don't believe it's time to wait.
How are you hoping to distinguish yourself?
I guess we could say it's encouraging that it is a crowded field, because that means people actually care. I identify with a lot of the same policies that the people that are running also. You know, running as a Democrat, I do believe that we need to have common sense gun reform. We need to expand and secure voting rights for all, codifying Roe v. Wade into federal law.
Your new campaign ad really makes January 6th the centerpiece. Talk to me about why you took that approach.
You know, that's why I am where I am. Like I said, if January 6th didn't happen, you and I aren't sitting down having this conversation right now. But it did happen. And like I said, a lot of people are trying to whitewash it, diminish it, or erase it from history. And it's very important for people that believe in our country, that believe in democracy, to continue to stand up and not let people forget about it.
Do you think it will be a big issue in this election?
How could it not be? I mean, we're so close to the president being held accountable or not. I mean, look at the issues that are got to go before the Supreme Court, and all of it stems from January 6th. So these issues that were going to become the law of the land going forward will be a reflection of January 6th. So how could it not be front and center on people's minds?
If you are elected and become Congressman Dunn, if the former president is reelected and is President Trump for a second term, can a Congressman Dunn work across the aisle with President Trump?
Wow, you know, that's a very good question. I'm capable of working with anybody that wants to work with the other side. Two people have to be willing, though. The problem won't be with me, and I'm just comfortable at leaving it there.